Module 4, Lesson 4. On each object, trace at least one pair of lines that appear to be parallel. Parallel lines remain at the same distance forever. So if you have a line that goes that way and another line that goes that way, they go forever. The distance between the two lines, let's say this is 3, will always be 3. It doesn't change. So now you need to find at least one set of parallel lines in each object. So right here on the music notes, you can see that there's a line that goes that way, and then there's another line that goes that way. On the piano there's many, but if you want to, you can do this one that goes right here, and this one. On the brick wall, and then you pick many others. This is one of them. The notebook page, on the clock. This is tricky, but there's one here, or one set. There's another one here, and that's about it. On this figure, there's one down here, and the other one here, and the trapezoid. And well, you can do the ruler. Now, how do you know if two lines are parallel? You have to say the distance in two different places is the same. Okay? Now, number 3. In the square and triangular grids below, use the given segments in each grid to draw a segment that is parallel using a straight hair. So what you're going to do is you need to make a line that goes this way, and it remains at the same distance measured that way, and another line that goes this way. Okay? And here you need to do the same. A line that goes that way, and another line that goes that way. Then you have a bunch of figures. Now, not all of the figures are going to have parallel lines, but look, in this case you have HI, HI, and JK, JK. They are parallel. This is the symbol that means parallel. Okay, so no parallel lines for C, no parallel lines for D. Now for E you have Z and A, and F and W. No parallel lines for F, and for G you have TO, you could even do it like that, and RQ. Now H is a little tricky because the parallel lines are here. Okay, so it's X, Y, and VW. And that's it. That's a problem set for lesson 4. Oh, we have more. Okay, so true or false? A triangle cannot have sides that are parallel. Explain. Well, you have a triangle, right? How can you say that it cannot have parallel lines? Well, if you measure the distance of the lines at two different places, it changes. So to explain this to you, look, imagine that you have the triangle there. If you measure the distance here, let's say is 4. If you measure it back here, it might be 4.5. And if you measure it here, the distance might be 3. So as you can see, the distance of those two lines is getting smaller as you go up. Therefore, those lines are not parallel. Okay, explain why A and B and C and D are parallel. Well, if you measure the distance here and the distance here, the distance seems to be the same. And if the distance is the same in two different points, then it's going to be the same in all the other points. Now, if you measure the distance of this line here and these two lines here, you can see how this one is bigger. Okay, so as they move to the right, the distance between them gets bigger. Okay. Now for 7, you just need to do 2 lines. Don't worry about what it says about the rulers, because you cannot do that on the computer. So you need to put a line there and another line there, and that's basically it. If you are expressing this as lines and not segments, make sure that they have their arrows. Okay, so that's the end of the problem set. Then it comes the exit ticket that you don't have, and then after that is the homework.